we unfortunately received a lot of negative energy through our DNA. And so through scripting and gratitude practices and visualization, affirmations, all these different things, these are ways to undo that damage. So you may have heard of some of these things, but if you've not actually tried them, you may not believe they're real. I'm here to tell you they are real. They work. All of them.
Welcome to Unapologetically FLY, the podcast dedicated to giving you the tools, inspiration, and information you need to finally live for yourself, no matter the age, situation, or circumstance. I'm your host, Renee Mitchell Simpson, the self-love and happiness coach and founder of Well Diva Lifestyle and Travel, the premier luxury wellness travel sisterhood for the flyest of aunties. Now get ready to ride along on my journey of reinvention, even at this big age, because sis, I need you to know it truly is never too late to fly. And by fly, I mean finally live for yourself.
Well, what other chances that I would find a teal sofa? I am recording in Australia this week, and I want to talk to you about my new ebook. It is called Booked and Blessed, and I'm kind of still playing around with the subtitle, but basically it's Booked and Blessed, the Black Woman's Guide to Manifesting More Travel. That's what it's called today. Y'all, it is hecka noisy in this hotel. I'm staying at the Intercontinental Sydney this week, and it's a beautiful hotel. But this like lounge bar, I guess, is in the center of the hotel and has very high ceilings and all this wonderful architecture, but it just echoes. Sound just carries. The other option was to record in my room, but I wanted to get out and enjoy the hotel because we're actually leaving, I believe, tomorrow. So this is my first time coming down here and enjoying this area. Actually, I went live in this area earlier, but I didn't notice there were teal sofas. This is so funny. So y'all know that's my thing, the teal sofa, right? Okay, so anyway, I wanted to talk to you about manifestation and living that life that you desire. I don't think I talk about it enough on the podcast, although I talk about it pretty much every day in my life. And one of my friends kind of brought it to my attention that she just has always known me as that woman of faith, and how I know so much about how to walk by faith, how to manifest the lifestyle that you want to live, but I don't share a lot about it. And so I decided to get on my computer and just start, jotting a few things down. I'm pulling up the book so I can kind of go through it a bit with you. Hopefully by the time this airs, you will be able to get the ebook at welldiva.com/ebook. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. You should be able to get it. If not, you can at least sign up as interested, or pre-order it or something. But anyway, so I did this book for the ladies who are, they've never traveled with me. They see our pictures. They want to travel with us. They look at the price. They get sticker shock. They run screaming. They're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. I can't afford that. Or the lady who has traveled with us, and as soon as you travel with us, it is addictive. And so you want to travel again and again. And then you're like, where am I going to get more money to keep up this travel habit? So I wrote this book for you and anyone else who wants to figure out how to get more money to do the things that you want to do in life, or just how to create the life that you want. Because sometimes it's not just more money, sometimes it's more opportunities that will lead to money. So we're not talking about, a bag of money falling out the sky. We're not talking about following the Brinks truck around and hoping the back doors blow open and you just happen to be there. We're not talking about that. But we're talking about attracting the opportunities. We're talking about the ideas that come to you, because ideas are circulating all the time, and it's just a matter of you having enough self-confidence and boldness to tap into the idea and create whatever the idea is telling you to create, and then turning that into your travel fund. Okay, so those are some of the things that I'm talking about in the book, but it's also a journal. So it's a workbook. Like, there's a lot that you need to do physically um, to make this work for you. It's really all about changing your mindset, and that's going to come from the habits that you're creating, starting with the first thing that you do in the morning. Okay? So if you're getting up in the morning and you're flipping on the news and you are digesting all of the negativity in the world, and then you're wondering why you're not attracting things that you want, maybe you're attracting negative things because that's how you're starting your day. Because the way you start your day, that kind of carries over into the rest of your day and into your life. So let's start by doing something more positive in the morning, not flipping on the news, not scrolling and looking at what somebody else is doing, but spending those first few moments in the morning on yourself and clearing your mind and making sure that you're attracting positivity. So in the journal part of the book, I'm just looking around because it's like so freaking busy in this hotel. Like, so much going on. It's so gorgeous though. But anyway, in the morning, I want you to start with gratitude. Think of something that you can be grateful for and let that be the energy to carry you through the day. Okay? So start with a grateful heart in the morning. Don't wake up in the morning thinking about what you don't have, thinking about where you got to go that you don't want to go, who you got to be with that you don't want to be with. Think about what's right. Focus on what's right. You got to train yourself to do that. It might not come that easily, but it's just like going to the gym and building muscle. It doesn't come overnight. It comes with repetition and practice and creating new habits. If you want something new, you got to do something new to get something new, right? All right, so we're going to start our mornings with gratitude, and we're going to write. We're going to use a pen. We're not going to just type in everything. We're going to use a pen because there is something between the mechanism of writing and the brain that connects and changes your thought pathways. It changes your brain and helps the thing that you're writing to become more real to you, to get into your subconscious mind. So it really does make a difference. One thing I used to do was scripting, where you write the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and then the next thing you know, you see that thing. That's another way to do it. And when I say over and over, I mean, like, there's this method called the 55 times 5 method, where you write something down 55 times for 5 days in a row. And then what happens is your brain starts to believe it, like you're focused on it so much that your brain starts to believe it that you actually created. I have done that. It did work for me. I did it once and I was like, dang, that's heck of powerful. But for the purpose of this, we're going to write something in the morning that you're grateful for and focus on that throughout the day. And then there are other prompts in the journal for you to spend time in the evening. Some of my nutrition coaching clients know I'm always talking to you about journaling, and I'm always telling you to take 5 to 10 minutes for yourself in the morning and in the evening. That is in this book. You are instructed to do that. Now, I do not want you to get the book and flip through it and put it down. I want you to get the book and get a pen and start doing what it says in the book. If you really want this to work for you, like, you're just going to need to spend a few minutes. You're either going to spend money or time to get what you want. So spend these few minutes so that it can draw in the money that you want to be able to go on more of these luxurious travel experiences. Okay, so now, why is this book for Black women? Well, for one, that's my audience. For the most part, I know I have followers from all over the world, but for the most part, it's Black women in America, so that's mainly who I'm talking to. However, anybody can benefit from this book, but there are things specific in this book where I am speaking about the Black experience We know that our ancestors really went through hell on earth. And what a lot of us are not aware of is the things that they went through impact us today in many, many ways. A lot of the trauma that they experienced was passed down through us through our DNA. It's called epigenetics. If you've not heard of it, you can look that up. But we unfortunately received a lot of negative energy through our DNA. And so through scripting and gratitude practices and visualization, affirmations, all these different things, these are ways to undo that damage. So you may have heard of some of these things, but if you've not actually tried them, you may not believe they're real. I'm here to tell you they are real. They work. All of them. Some people say, oh, don't do affirmations. I've been lately hearing people say affirmations are stupid. Don't do affirmations. That is so ignorant. That is so ignorant to say that, because maybe it didn't work for them, but I know it's worked for me. And I know a lot of people it's worked for. It wouldn't be so popular if it really totally didn't work. It works. I have done affirmation videos. I've put a couple on my YouTube for you, and I know some people say they have loved them, they have worked for them. I mean, with affirmations, you just don't want to go overboard. You don't want to say, I am a billionaire, and you are not even at six figures. Like you want to kind of take smaller steps than that. You don't want to say something that's so freaking outrageous that you don't believe it, because what happens in your mind is your mind starts working to prove what you believe. So if you believe you are not a billionaire, your mind is going to show you evidence that you indeed are not a billionaire. But if you say something a little bit more obtainable, like money is attracted to me, maybe that'll be a little bit easier for you. Or I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something, not so ridiculous like I'm a billionaire, just to pull that out the sky, just that's a bit much. But if you start saying money is attracted to me, maybe you won't have such a negative reaction to that. And then as you keep saying it and keep saying it, and then you see a penny and you pick that up, and then maybe one day you find a dime and you pick that up. Maybe one day you find a $20 bill. Then your belief in that will start to grow. And you keep saying it, and then you start to believe it more and more. Or you keep writing it, scripting it. As you write over and over, you will start to indeed believe that. That's how this works. So we're not saying something ridiculous like, I am the winner of the Powerball lottery of, $50 million, and you've not been playing the Powerball, you have no reason to believe that, then your mind is probably not going to help you believe that. So you can start with something really small, like I found this teal sofa. If I say, oh, I love teal sofas, then I might start drawing teal sofas into my life. So you can start with something like that, and then you take that energy that you get from manifesting that, the excitement that you get from that, and then you can transfer that into something else and ask for something a little bigger. So that's how that works, okay? So I have a chapter that's called The Answer is Always Yes. And in there I speak, and I say chapter, it's an ebook, y'all. It's not no big old 300-page novel. This is like a 30-some-odd page book, okay? So I have a section where that's called The Answer is Always Yes, because you know how there's a scripture that says that the Lord's answer is yes and amen. So, and some of y'all will say the Lord, some of y'all will say God, some of y'all will say the universe. I really don't care what you call it. That's not what this is about. But anyway, so when you ask, it's so freaking noisy. I'm sorry, y'all. When you ask for what you want, you're going to get what you want. So if you are, or if you're going to get what you believe that you are worthy of, okay? So if you are believing something negative, the answer is yes, you can have that. That is why it is imperative that you practice gratitude. Get away from the negative reports in the news. If you have friends on social media who love to share the negative things that are going on in the world, unfollow them. You don't have to see all that stuff that they're posting. People post stuff all the time, and I have no idea because after you share 2 or 3 negative things, I don't follow you. Like, we're still, Facebook or whatever friends, but I don't necessarily see what you're sharing if it's negative because I'm not interested in that, you know. So you got some people who, they feel like they got to keep up with what's going on in the world. Like, why? Like, we are traveling all over the world, and because we're not keeping up with every little detail that's shared, that's usually designed to control us and make us not want to go somewhere. We just went to Jordan, where we were like, there were not a lot of people over there, like, not a lot of tourists over there. And we got to enjoy things without having to wait in long lines and all that because everybody else is too scared to go because they're busy focused on the negativity in the world, right? So we are just as safe as anybody else, but we are enjoying life because we're not walking by fear. We are walking by faith. Okay? So if you believe that something bad is going to happen, then maybe you will indeed get that. But I'm believing for the best. It's just like when everybody stopped flying because there was this airline, this crash and this issue with that airline. We ain't focused on none of that. We have places to go. We don't have time for that. So yeah, you are going to get the thing that you most believe that you are worthy of, that you believe that you should have, that you believe is possible in your life. So that's why we want to focus on the positive and attract more of that. Anytime you feel yourself being kind of down in your spirit, being sad, depressed, focus on what's going right in your life, and what's going wrong, leave that alone. Let it be. Don't multiply that. Don't focus on that and multiply that. Focus on what's going right. I swear to you, the more you do that, the better you're going to feel. The more you're going to draw what's right in your life. The more you're going to have peace and happiness. I'm telling you, I've done it. I know. Yeah, so anyway, we are in Australia. We are in Sydney. We're next headed to Cairns, where the Great Barrier Reef is, and then we're going to Melbourne. And it has been really nice. Like, I have never, ever, ever, ever in my life wanted to go to Australia. I was deathly afraid of the 6-foot spiders and all the critters that I saw the photos of. And so far, I haven't seen any of those. I'm not afraid of a kangaroo, but I know they will kick your behind if you get too close. So I won't be getting too close to them. The food, I don't know. I haven't had like the greatest food yet. The breakfast has been okay at the hotel. We're staying at the Intercontinental, which is my favorite hotel. Intercontinental, I need y'all to get in touch with me because I want to partner up with y'all because everywhere we go, we stay at the Intercontinental, like so many places. So the food has been good here at the hotel. I had breakfast here. It was delicious. Lattes were perfect, like oat milk lattes. But we went out and had lunch yesterday at another hotel, the Pulliam. It was cool. It was all right. It was hit and miss. I really haven't been out dining much. I had a veggie burger, which it was very good. It was a place called Betty's Burgers. So if you happen to be coming to Australia, you can follow me on TikTok or go look at my TikTok because by the time this airs, we might be home. But I am posting every day, every move that we make. I'm sharing it on TikTok. I've met a lot of wonderful Australian people on TikTok. Y'all have been really, really welcoming. Thank you for that. Today we're going to the Opera House. Yesterday we went to the Australian Museum. And we haven't encountered the wildlife yet. We will get to visit the animals in a few days. Yeah, so I see some of the well divas up there. They're headed to breakfast, and then we're gonna all head out in about an hour. So okay, I think that's about it, y'all. All right, so I see you next time. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for watching. Now be sure to like, subscribe, share with your besties, and tell me what topics would you like more of in the comments below, so I know I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. I also invite you to join me in the Well Divas on one of our Unapologetically FLY wellness travel experiences. Visit welldiva.com and select someplace wonderful to meet up with us. Until next time, stay unapologetically fly.